Hello, Del 4 and Del 4 enthusiasts. I'm Colonel Rich Bourquin, Commander of Space Delta 4. I'm here with my Senior Enlisted Leader, Chief Master Sergeant Willie Frazier. This is the last in our series of discussions on Delta 4 values. What are those things that we value in the organization? Today we're going to talk about creating fun and enjoyable environments for work and play. So I think this is really important. There's a lot of things that we've highlighted throughout this series on ways that we want to develop people and how we operate, how we include people. But it's important to not ever forget that we can have fun doing that. So the missile warning business is very serious, right? But we have to be careful about taking ourselves too seriously. Especially in a time of a pandemic, resiliency is a big concern of mine. And one of the things that really, I think, builds that foundation of resiliency is being able to have fun. It really is a key to the mental health and wellness of our guardians, our airmen, our civilians, and all of their families. So I think it's easy to forget that. We get bogged down in the mission sometimes, and we forget how important it is to be able to have fun and connect with each other. So, Chief, from your experience throughout your career, where have you seen the importance of having fun and kind of promoting fun within an organization?
So, sir, there's a couple different instances where I can remember promoting that culture of, just having fun while still getting the mission done. So, as a satellite communicator, I can remember my work center. What we did is, my philosophy was, you're going to be well trained, you're going to execute the mission, but we're also going to have fun. So what I would do is I kind of figured out how long in a 12-hour shift it actually took to get all of our necessary items done, get people trained on the weapon system, get our PMIs done, and then have some fun. So like I can remember a couple of times on a midnight shift where we brought in the whole rock band set. So we had like 2 guitars, a microphone, the full drum set, and after we got all of our work done, we would spend some time playing rock band. There were some other times where I can remember going to the squadron commander and saying, "Sir, we're going to do an offsite." So we went to New Belgium Brewery and did a brewery tour of New Belgium. We set it up correctly with AADD, so we had designated drivers just in case. We took care of each other, and then we had minimum manning with the proper coverage on the floor. So those are just a couple things that I've seen or done to promote having that culture of having fun, and it really makes a difference in your airmen's lives when they know it's not all business when they come to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So my follow-up question for you is, did you have a signature song in rock band that you excelled at?
Oh, sir.
How about a signature instrument?
Signature instrument, I really tried to play the drums, but my daughter kind of took that away from me because she can play every song on Expert and get a perfect score. So, yeah, I'll think about the song.
Okay, let us know if you can think of your signature song. Hey, so, I think that's awesome. The fact that, in your own work center, sometimes within the squadron, you kind of find those things, those traditions, things that are fun that you can do and kind of organically find things that you can enjoy together. I think that's really important, right? So, I think through history, if you look back in the military, there's a real tradition of finding ways to have fun because, oftentimes we're doing things or we're in environments that are not inherently, comfortable or enjoyable or fun, and the military finds a way to make those things bearable. Now, we're not in any of that kind of situation. We're the level of hardship that we have to endure is certainly not anything compared to if you go back to the world wars or Vietnam and Korea. But the stress level can still be quite high, and we're still asked a lot of our guardians and airmen, and so we need to be able to build their resiliency through some of these traditions that promote fun, but in a way that certainly that reflects our values and reinforces that identity and culture of the Delta, of the squadron, of the work center. So again, I would just encourage everybody, whether you're a supervisor, if you're not a supervisor, right, like help to build those team those teams, those things that help you really find that human connection. And to me, that's what it's really all about, is human connection. How do we relate to each other? How do we understand each other beyond just, military, a military relationship between a supervisor and subordinate, but, that our humanity is important, and understanding that connection and maintaining that through all the things that we have to do, I think is critical. Anything else you want to add, Chief?
There's nothing wrong with having a cookout just because.
Yeah.
I've done that too. Like, I just went to Costco and bought a whole bunch of stuff and came back and had a cookout for the entire squadron. And people are like, "What is this for?" And I was like, "Because it's Thursday, and it's an excuse for us to get together and kind of chat." Now it'd be a little bit different. Maybe we need to, have one of those masks with a zipper on it so we can eat while we still wear our masks while we're in close proximity with each other. But there's still opportunities, and I think as leaders we need to find creative ways to kind of exploit that and still have fun. It can be done. It's just a little bit different than it was before.
Yeah, you bet. And and that kind of reminds me, some people will kind of listen to this and think, "Oh, yeah, they're talking about mandatory fun, right? That nobody wants to be a part of that." Right. There's a balance, right? Again, we talked about it growing organically in your work center, but sometimes a little bit of mandatory in the fun is okay. It gets people involved, and sometimes people just want to sit at home and just kind of don't want to take that little bit of effort. But once they're kind of pushed a little bit by their peers to get involved, then that kind of opens those doors to connection and really builds the bonds of the interconnectivity that we need and that I really worry about in this pandemic. So don't be afraid of a little bit of mandatory fun, but again, it's a balance. We don't want we have a value of taking care of our guardians and airmen and their families' time. So we don't want to step on that. We want to balance those two things. All right. Thanks, Chief. Hey, so this was, again, kind of the last value of the list of 10 that we have as a Delta. I'd encourage you to, continue to reflect on those and think about what are we doing as an organization to truly value those things, right? That's why they're a value. It's things that we as an organization value. And if you don't think we are valuing them correctly, raise that up through your chain of command. Send me an email if you have to, because I want to look at our processes and the things that we do and make sure that we are actually valuing all of these things. So again, this is the last of the values that we're going to have a discussion on, but we will continue to, as a leadership team, engage on Facebook with various discussions on topics that we think are important, and hopefully that can connect with you. So thanks for watching.